Yes, sir.
Hi, Dr. Miranda. How can I help you?
Um, so about 3 years ago, it was maybe a little bit over 3 years ago, I had gone to Kelsey Siebold because I had some irritation while urinating.
Somewhat, I'm sorry?
Some irritation while urinating. This was like about
Okay.
3 or 4 years ago. I went to Kelsey Siebold and they did a pee test, and it was a
Okay.
Saturday. So the next day I called in and I asked the nurse line, should I take some cranberry juice? And she said, you know what? Let me get with the on-call doctor, and I'll call you back.
Okay.
And she said she got with you, um, and she gave me Cipro. Um,
Okay.
I took it that night, and I got a rash under my hands, and I felt very sick. So I called like the next day or the day after, and I called the nurse and I asked her, what should I do? And she had told me to stop taking the ibuprofen that also was prescribed to me, that I was having an allergic reaction to the ibuprofen.
So tell me what's going on right now. What's
Well,
bothering you at this time?
no, but I'm going to get to that. So when I called her back, my whole body was in pain. And ever since then,
Hmm.
I've been in a lot of pain. I mean, I've been to the emergency room 16 times. And I never went to the doctor before. That Cipro messed me up. And I've seen a lot of doctors, and one of them suggested that maybe I should see the doctor that prescribed it to me, because I mean, it's just been hell. I don't know if you could see my medical record, but
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking. You have several visits here from different doctors, and I see three urine tests that you had here. One in February of 2018, another one in April 2018, and another one in April 2019, and they're all normal.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so So try to explain what's going on first. So what's going on exactly? What's the reason for your call?
So my call is to see if maybe you can help me, because I've right now I'm on short-term disability. After I took that Cipro, I started having panic attacks. They diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. Some neurologists think I might have peripheral neuropathy and IBS.
Okay.
And like today, my upper body's in pain. And so a lot of these
Okay.
doctors, when I go and I tell them, hey, the Cipro did this to me, a lot of them they don't believe me. But there's a lot of documentation out there that these are side effects from Cipro. I didn't know like till a
And when
few,
did you take? How long ago did you take this Cipro that you're telling me about?
it's about 3 or 4 years ago.
And you took it just for a few days?
I don't know. I mean, you prescribed it. I think it was like 500 milligrams twice a day for like 7 days. And I finished it
Okay.
because when I called the nurse and told her I was in a lot of pain, I felt like I was 90 years old. She said to keep taking it, but to stop taking the ibuprofen.
Okay.
And
I see. And
so,
who's your regular doctor? I haven't seen you before ever. I don't know if
no, no,
you
no,
had mentioned that.
you haven't. My regular doctor is Dr.
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's my regular
And this is
doctor.
where?
Methodist.
At Methodist. Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to see his notes
So you
because
saw it. I think you saw that doctor in July 16.
this year, yes, I saw him not too long ago.
Okay. So
And
you saw a rheumatologist who diagnosed you with fibromyalgia.
mhm, yeah, and I just saw a
Okay.
doctor today at Methodist, a foot doctor, because it also affected my Achilles heels. And he says that he has a lot of patients that are having the same issues. They take Levaquin or Cipro, and it messes with a lot of things. So he's aware of. A lot of doctors have told me they're aware of it, but there's no way to treat it. And I've been trying to
Okay.
get disability because it's been hell to work. Before this, you could check my history. I never went to the doctors. I mean, I had only gone to a doctor like that once or for a monthly checkup, but you know, I mean, it's just been hell. I just wanted to see, maybe you can help me with something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do over the video. I think you need to schedule an appointment in person to see about this with a doctor in your area. Where do you live?
Well, I mean, I live close
Hello,
to.
can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hmm.
Yes. I live close to.
Yes, 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 I hear you.
Yeah. I live close to the main campus. But
Hmm.
so basically, you're telling me you can't help me with this?
I'm looking. I'm trying to go through your chart right now in the little time that we have right now because I didn't know the reason for your visit.
Yeah.
So, and the reason that you wrote for your visit is not feeling good, pain, and nausea. That's all you wrote, and that's all the information I got before I met you
Yeah.
today.
So have you ever heard of
So what I'm trying to
ciprofloxacin?
tell you is, I think you have a lot of issues that of course, I heard of ciprofloxacin, but I've never heard of somebody having symptoms like that after
No,
so
no, no,
many
no.
years. And usually,
Yeah.
the problem that ciprofloxacin can happen, yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, yeah, I didn't mean to say like, did you hear? I know you've heard about it. You prescribed it to me, but I said, have you ever heard of it having those effects? Because it's been in the news. You know, it's got a black box warning.
I
It's been in the news.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've heard about people having rupture of the Achilles tendon as a consequence of that. That's actually the warning that medication has.
Well, it has several warnings,
But
but
I mean, I can see from the notes of your rheumatologist that, and I know I'm trying. What I see from the issues that you're having, and the rheumatologist doesn't know exactly the reason why you're having this pain. Um, so yeah, I mean, it could be secondary to the ciprofloxacin. What did the neurologist tell you most recently?
that I might have peripheral neuropathy, and but you know they'd have to do a test. But even if they do the test, there's no way of treating it where they puncture me with a bunch of needles. And it's been documented. I
Yeah,
mean, there.
yeah. So they need to do an electromyography. Yeah.
Yeah, there's also I don't have you ever heard of the
Yeah, so
Gulf?
they need to do a test to check if you have neuropathy.
Yeah, have you ever heard of
I'm sorry.
Have you ever heard of Gulf War syndrome?
You're breaking up.
Have you ever heard of Gulf War syndrome?
I hardly understand you what you're saying. You're breaking up a lot.
Nah, sorry. Let me get closer to my internet. Have you ever heard of Gulf War syndrome? Have you ever heard of that?
Sort of. I mean, I know that it's an issue related to post-traumatic stress disorder and things like that. Definitely, that's yeah.
I think it was documented.
So, but what I'm saying is, like, you need to. I mean,
So this is the thing. I've seen
yeah. I mean,
hundreds.
I don't know what else I can do to help you over a video.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, even if I was there in
Yes.
person, it's not gonna change it. I mean, you can touch me. I've had hundreds of doctors I've seen since you gave me that medication, and you know, I'm just trying to see if.
Since I gave you that medication.
Yes, you gave it to me. I told you in the beginning. You gave it to me over the phone without seeing me.
I have never met you.
It was prescribed by
I
you.
have never met you before.
No, no, it was prescribed by you over the phone with a nurse. You were an on-call doctor. When I called in the nurse line 3 years ago, you were on call. I called the nurse line to see if I should take some cranberry juice. She told me she was gonna check with the on-call doctor, which was you, because you were on the prescription, and and she gave me Cipro. So she said it was. I mean, it had to have been prescribed by you if you were on the label. That's how I found you. So that's why I told you I came to see you. Maybe you know a lot of doctors just they just tell me there's nothing they can do.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. I
Yes.
see what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, and I don't got anything against you. I
Okay,
mean,
I see
I'm
what
not
you're
saying
saying.
it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
was your fault or anything, but I mean, I've been in hell ever since I took that Cipro. I never had something mess me up like that. Never. I've never.
So you haven't completed the treatment, the assessment that the neurologist recommended so far, right?
He said that was an option, but he said it wouldn't have helped anyways. I mean, he said there's no treatment. So he said if I pay for it, it'll just let me know. But they said there's no treatment for it. So I mean, I've been on gabapentin, I've been on all the fibromyalgia medications, I mean, this stuff just, you know, it's been documented. It's been in the news. It's been in. There's thousands of YouTube videos. They even marched downtown Washington because of the Cipro. It messed up a lot of people. Not everybody, but some people had some pretty bad effects to it. And I guess I fell in there because like today, my whole upper body's in pain, and that's an everyday thing. Sometimes my legs in pain. Sometimes my arm, my hand. Sometimes, and then I got IBS after that. So you know, a lot of times when I eat, I feel sick. But so you know, and I thought, you know, maybe if I see the doctor that gave me that, he would research it and try to help me somehow. Well, I've seen 5 or 10 of them.
Recently, your family medicine doctor, Dr. Lee. I know, I'm aware. Yeah, I'm looking at this.
I tried to get disability because it's been held to work, and I was granted short-term disability. But because the rheumatologist couldn't figure out what it was, they said that, you know, they couldn't help me with a long-term disability so that I could eventually apply for social security disability, which I don't want to. But you know, when I was at work, I started having panic attacks. I was in pain all the time, and I'm still having that happen. The panic attacks aren't as bad, but I don't know if you could see all my emergency room visits. I mean, I finally had to stop because I was like, well, if I die, I die. I don't care. But you know, that's what I really want to do, is I want a doctor to help me with disability. I mean, I've gone to hundreds of doctors. Dr. Ali doesn't want to help me.
So to navigate through disability process, you have to find a doctor that specializes in disability claims.
No, yes.
So not every doctor can do that. You have to have a background in that.
No, I know that. So I would just need a doctor to help me with the long-term disability through work, and then they would start the disability, and they would send me to the doctors for the actual disability. But and if you can't help me, that's fine. But you know, I mean, it's something that I've struggled, because every time I go to a doctor, you know, they don't want to see me. They think I'm playing, and it's been 3+ years that I've been in pain almost every day. I still remember the day like it was yesterday, but and yes.
What did the rheumatologist tell you about? What did the rheumatologist tell you last time that you saw them about your symptoms?
She said she's heard of it and she's seen it, but there's no way to treat it. She said they didn't find anything in my tests, because I've had hundreds and hundreds of tests done, like through blood and everything, and scanning and all sorts of stuff for MS, everything. And
what rheumatologist did you see before?
The last one I saw was Philip Waller.
I don't think I have access to those visits. All I see is
yeah,
Dr. Ali from Family Medicine.
Yeah, that was.
You saw Dr. Khan from Gastroenterology.
Yeah, I've seen Dr. Khan. I've seen Dr. David. I've seen a lot of GIs and a lot of. But the last rheumatologist is in Houston. I had to find one that could see me sooner, and I've got her information. I can get all her notes. I can get any doctor's notes. But you know,
I mean, we have access to most of that information here. I'm just worried because I don't know what else to offer you when it comes to this at this point. Because I can see that they have done extensive testing, and you already mentioned the issue with the neurologist.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I spent most of my savings on all these tests and everything because it's yeah, I wanted to find a cure, but now I see that there's no cure. I mean, all you have to do is go to YouTube and put fluoroquinolone toxicity.
I don't do research through YouTube.
No, I know. Just so you could see, or you can also like research it. It's called fluoroquinolone toxicity.
Yeah.
But you know, that's why I wanted to see you, is to see if maybe you can start seeing me and look at my records to see that I'm not joking. I mean, I've been through hell these last 3 years, and maybe help me if you see that if you believe that I'm not lying.
I mean, I'll be happy to see you and review all your records in person. I think that the person you should see more about this should be a combination of your rheumatologist and the neurologist. I think other than what the other family doctors have done for you, I have more to offer you about that. I think because of the diagnosis that you have been given, you need to see a combination of the neurologist and the rheumatologist.
Well,
because that's what I would do in this case.
Well, eventually they just want to stop seeing me, and I don't know why. I mean, I don't go and make a big fuzz or anything. I just tell them what's going on, and they say the reason that they can't see me is because they don't have a cure for it. They don't have a treatment. I was told by the rheumatologist, like I said a few weeks ago, that they didn't have any treatment for it, so that they had to stop seeing me. So that's eventually what happens. I mean, every time I go see Dr. Ali, the first words out of his mouth after he looks at my file, he says, "I don't know how I can help you." He's like, I know what you're going through, but he's like, we don't have a treatment. We didn't learn this in school. And
yeah, no, and that's exactly what I can tell you by looking at your chart. And I'll be happy to sit down with you to review your chart and see what else has been done since 2018. I just don't know what else to offer you when it comes to the testing that they have for you from neurology, gastroenterology, and even the rheumatologist.
But what if?
Because I can see the notes from your last family medicine doctor, which seems to know a lot more than what I know about your case. So I don't understand why you're switching from one doctor to another.
Because they keep telling me that they don't know how to treat it. So the reason I've also been switching is lately I got granted the short-term disability, and this is not why I was switching. I was switching because I wanted somebody to help me fix this, because a lot of doctors say they've never heard of it. But there's even been a case here in Lake Jackson where the lady took Cipro and she got really sick, and they took her to the Mayo Clinic. But the reason I wanted to see you, like I said, if I could see you and you could look through my records, you're not going to be able to treat it. I already know that. No doctor has been able to treat it. But maybe if you see that I have, the potential to get on disability, then maybe you can help me with my work disability.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not qualified to do that. That's what I'm saying.
No, but I can't.
So the last thing that you said, I'm not qualified to do that. You need to find a doctor that specializes in disability so they can review your case.
But it's not.
I cannot do that.
No, I know, but it's not.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, but it's not disability through the government. This is through my insurance. They're taking notes from my doctors, not from a Social Security doctors. Once I start the process to do Social Security disability, that's when I see the doctor that is specialized in that. But I can't get to that point until I get approved for my long-term disability through work. Right now I'm on short-term disability.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you need to do with the doctors that have been seeing you for this. They need to share the records with your insurance to determine that. I'm technically a new doctor for you, so I haven't been seeing you for this problem.
They all say that they can't find a problem, so that's why they can't help me. So that's my problem. I got a doctors that say that they can't, and it's true, they can't find the issue because, I mean, it's everywhere. But I mean, I expected that. I mean, the last doctor I saw, which was at Methodist today, he's a foot doctor. He said he's had patients that go through these issues because of Levaquin, which is the same thing. So he says.
And I agree. I mean, if it's definitely documented. So I'm not saying he's not right. I'm just saying I don't know how else to help you. So I'm looking at the notes from your family doctor, from your gastroenterologist. I'm looking at the notes from your several notes from Dr. Ali that has been written about in the last couple of years about this.
Yeah, I see him a lot.
I don't know what else to do to help you about that. So I think, and I noticed in the last note from Dr. Ali that you have not been consistent with the treatment for fibromyalgia that was offered by your rheumatologist. That's the only thing that I see that could be somehow helpful. And I think you should consider revisiting with either your regular rheumatologist or a different rheumatologist.
Well, I've seen about 3, I think, but no, I mean, I have taken the fibromyalgia medicine, but it doesn't help. I mean, it's not just the pain. I get numbness in my feet, my legs, my fingers. I get nauseous, and it's just hundreds of different things. Like right now, my whole left side hurts. Like it feels like sore, but like it.
I look. I understand, and I think I mean we're taking a lot of time to go through the same thing over and over again, and I think you need to make an appointment in person to review this because I don't have enough time to go through all that right now.
Okay, so but let
But
me one
we
last
should sit down and
question.
make an appointment and see if we can help you. But when it comes to the disability part, I already mentioned to you I'm not qualified to do that.
Yeah, well, I
So
mean,
I don't want you to have expectations that you're gonna come over and I'm gonna help you with that. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want you to have expectations that I'm gonna help you with that.
but what do you think you can help me with? I mean, that all these doctors that I've seen wouldn't be able to help me with. Do you think you there's
I'm not saying I will. I just told you already that I don't know if I will. That's what I'm saying. My recommendation to you would be to sit down with your rheumatologist and your neurologist again
Well, that's
to
fine. I
see
mean,
what the problem is
I
and
mean,
see if there's
the
something
only
else they
thing,
need to
and I
say.
didn't want to, I didn't want to upset you, man. I mean, I know it's not your fault, but
No, I'm not getting upset. My concern is that you come over all over again and we go through the same thing and then you get frustrated for going because I
oh,
can see that you can be frustrated by going through
no, no,
everything
no.
that you're going through. So
I'm not
that's my main
frustrated
concern.
anymore. I'm done. I'm tired of seeing. I've seen, probably 100 doctors or more, but I'll just, I'll leave it like this. I mean, you do your research if you have time and check it out. And if you think that I could be somebody that you could help, I came to see the person who gave me the medication, then, maybe message me through the mic chart. If you think that you can't help me, that's fine. I thought I'd see the doctor who probably would believe me, and because all this happened after I took that medication. Before that, I had a normal life, and so I'll just leave it like that. I mean, if you see that you research it on your own time and you think you can help me somehow, or you believe me, then message me.
Yeah, I can take a look. I can take a look at your chart and see what I can see different. But I mean, so far everything I'm seeing, I mean, that doesn't go in that direction. But I'll allow me to allow me some time to take a look at it, and I can see if there's something else we can do for you.
Yeah, if not, it's
Or if
fine. I
there's
mean,
somebody I
it's
can recommend you to see, whether it is a pain management specialist or a psychiatrist that can manage this kind of issues. But yeah, I mean, it's probably a good idea to give me some time so I can take a look at this.
all right. Well, thank you for seeing me,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you're welcome. And like I said, I'll take a look at it. I'll try to to send a message or give a call to one of the doctors that you saw here, because I have direct communication with them, and see if they can recommend something recently. Because I see the other doctors that you saw here in Kelsey, some of them are still here, including your. I think that you saw Dr.
Docrat.
Fatima. I think you saw the cardiologist even back in 2019 that is still here. So I can get in touch with them to see if they have any recommendations.
Yeah, I just recently saw the cardiologist, the one at Methodist, because I get pain all over. So I get really bad pain up here. So I thought maybe it was my heart, but I guess everything's fine. It's probably just a fibromyalgia or
Okay.
something, small fiber
All right.
pain.
Well, let me look into that and see what we can do to help you. Okay.
Thank you.